Uh, my name is Raymond Mari Terangi. My earliest memory of PCC was either going to the Tahiti competition, the fire knife competition, the night show, and the Kahuku Maydays.
I think my earliest memory was as around like 3 years old, and then my dad used to bring me to the village and he would just dress me up, and I guess he would have one of the students just like take me around the culture center and just take pictures with all the tourists that came. So,
The first time I came to PCC, I think was when I was doing hula practice with my grandma and our halau. And we'd practice at the Hawaiian village, and sometimes we'd just go around and visit the other villages.
So when we were little, I don't know how little, and Dad would have to be manager on duty, that was like the best because, you know, we'd come and watch the canoe show and we knew we'd get to go have dinner at the restaurant, and he'd tell us to go check the bathrooms and make sure they were clean and come report. So we'd go and check them and I'd come and tell him, oh, there's paper towels on the ground, it's kind of dirty, the sinks are all wet, and he'd say, well, did you do anything about it? No, we'll go back inside and clean it up. You know, and then Grandma was still dancing in the night show. So yeah, it was cool. We'd come and hang out with him and then go watch her at the show at night.
My great-grandpa Tiahuari Ihono and my great-grandma, Grandma Pauda, they worked at the Tahiti village, and then went on to my grandpa Raymond. He worked at the maintenance, he worked at the night show and the Tahiti village. And my grandma, Auntie Sunday, she worked as one of the hula dancers in the Hawaii village, and she is a hula instructor over here at PCT, still going. Then it went down to my dad, Clint, and his two brothers, John and Alvin. They worked at the Tahiti village and they worked at night show. And then to me, I worked as Little Mana in the Hawaii and Maori section. It's one of the first ones, and now I am a drummer. I work with my two other cousins, Jordan and Micah. They're both drummers, and then I have my little cousins and my brother who work as either the Hawaii section mana or the Maori section mana.
Well, it started with my great-grandparents, Tuia and Vai Sitaimata. They were here in the late 50s and 60s, my great-grandparents, who were here from the start, helped build this center. Going down to my grandfather and his sister, Vai. Now Auntie Vai was a lead instructor for theater many years and has taught many people, and still today, the people we see around, they still remember Auntie Vai, and their legacy still lives on. My grandfather, Pulifana, on the other hand, he was the founder of the Fire Night competition, Rare Samoa Festival, and was a manager over all the villages. And he kind of had an impact over that, just by that. Taught many people, has helped many people move on throughout the center, and even helped those who are managers now become from where they are now. Leading down to my mom. Now she was a lead supervisor from Horizons all the way to now. Was also a choreographer for the Samoan section, along with her brother Alex and her brother David Aliai, who's a 3-time World Fire Night champion. He has traveled all around the world and coming back and has started a Vaimatina group, which we are now, which is named after his mom Vai and his sister Tina, who are no longer here with us right now, but still here in spirit with that group, leading to me where I am now. It kind of just, from all those people I just mentioned, are the ones that actually helped impact me and do what I love to do now here in the center.
The earliest family member that came to the culture center was my great-grandfather, Ratu Isireli Radule. He came here when the culture center first opened, and he was the one who created Laie, which is from the Drums of the Islands. And after him, it was his nephew, which was Tata Dumuni. After him, it was his nephew, which is Uncle Joe to Laie. And then from him, then it was my parents. So my dad, he came, he started off as working in the villages and then a musician later on, and then now he's in the Fiji village. And then of course my mom, she came here, she worked in the village too, along with all her cousins, my uncles and aunties. And then now it's just me. Now I work in the evening show, Hot Breath of Life. And then I have my younger brothers who work here in the village. So yeah.
So it was actually my grandfather, my dad's dad, that was first here. He was the manager of the Tonga village, and then he decided to bring on his father, and then my great-grandfather also was the chief of the Tonga village, and like my dad now is again the chief of the Tonga village, but he was also a cultural specialist of just anything that's Tongan here in PCC. And right now I'm starting at the bottom of food service worker, and I just help serve people at Hale Ohana over here.
So Uncle John, who John Elkington was my nanny's brother, and what I've been told is that he helped Mendenhall build CCNZ, and after that, when Mendenhall came to build PCC, he brought a lot of the people who he'd worked with there here to help him. And so Uncle John came and helped him build PCC, and he was on the first board of directors. So that was kind of cool. And then later on, his dad, my great-grandfather, Grandpa Jim, came, and I think he was one of the first chiefs in the Maori village. And then my dad was working here when he came to school, and I know he did a lot of different things. He always talks about when he danced in the night show. And then I know he was a tour guide. And then I think when I was old enough to actually remember what he was doing, he was in sales.
So first was my great-grandpa Sam Kekokalani. His sister, Auntie Sally Kekokalani, she was a kumuhula over here at the Polynesian Culture Center, and she taught my grandma Sunday. She was a kumuhula over here, and also her sister, Auntie Ellen Gay. She was an instructor at the night show, the theater, and then went on to my dad, Alvin Maritirangi, and his brothers. They dance in the theater, and also a lot of their cousins. Like now down to me, I work here. I dance in the night show, and fire knife at the luau. And my brothers also work here. My older brother, he was a drummer, and my little brother was the little mana, and also a lot of my cousins.
I'd probably tell him that I'm very grateful for him, and I guess the work he did as far as leaving a legacy for all his grandchildren, his great-grandchildren, including me. I'm just very grateful for him for that, and being able to work here, you know, being known as his great-grandson is kind of overwhelming too at the same time.
A very big thank you. Thank you for setting the pathway for us, for the generations now, the future generations. Thank you for starting a legacy and putting us here where we are now, especially the center, how it still stands here today, along with many other ancestors out there. So thank you.
Well, my dad's ancestors, you know, I would tell them that I learned how to dance here. I learned a lot about my New Zealand culture as far as performing that I didn't learn, and I wouldn't have learned if I wasn't here. And just I think it's helped me to gain such a greater cultural appreciation that I know was a lot stronger back then when they were alive than maybe it is today. But yeah.
I would tell her I'm very grateful, and I would tell her that I'm thankful that she came and worked here because it opened opportunities for us, and I love working here, and it's awesome.
I would tell them thank you so much for bringing our family out here, and just made us have a good understanding and learn more about our culture and learn more about our family history.
Pakafetai. 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 That word, it means more than thank you. And I just wanted to express that for those who have been, those who have come before me and have given us so much to live with. And yeah, I just wanted to say that.